How's it going, everyone? I wanted to take the time to kind of go over a deep dive behind the mind of action martial arts. And what my goal is to present some of the things that we use in the classroom that maybe could even help your child at home. Some of the things that we try to consider and remind ourselves day to day as we work through our classes with your kids, because a lot of our approach isn't done through some martial arts handbook, right? Remember, martial arts is the kind of vehicle to what we do, but we're trying to build, genuine human relationships, and this is the way that we approach all of our activities, all of our interactions, and kind of like the philosophy that drives our core values, right? So the first thing that I want to talk about is connection, right? Connection is a crucial part of what we do. And I've been reading a lot about connection in different books. The most recent example was in the Seven Habits of Highly Successful People, and it brings up this concept of connection with somebody else, like a bank account, where you're constantly making deposits and withdrawals. And I think it's extremely useful to consider this when it comes to your interactions with your kids at home. So, any time that you spend genuine time connecting with your child, so getting on their level and working with their interests, you're making a deposit into that bank account. And anytime that you're requesting something of them, whether it's time, whether it's their attention, anytime that they kind of have to give something up, that's making a withdrawal. Um, and as we're doing that, we have to ask a lot of our kids during class. We have to tell them to do this, tell them to do that. And if we do that in a really, authority based manner, it's going to constantly make withdrawals from the kids. And eventually, that balance runs out and they don't want to listen anymore. And I know parents for sure run into that problem. That's one of the main things that parents will bring their kids in and kind of say is an issue that they're having at home. So one of the things that I'll recommend is really focus on the deposits that you can make when you are interacting with your kid. And sometimes this can be really tedious. Sometimes this can be frustrating because a lot of the things that kids are into are not things that you'll be particularly interested in. But when you can take the time and get on their level and find out, what's important to them, they're important to you. So what's important to them can be important to you because you value and cherish the relationship. And asking them questions and kind of just spending the time doing what they want to do. These are great ways to, kind of continuously build that relationship. Now, for us in the classroom, we don't have, all day long to kind of pick and choose the activities that we have with our students. So a lot of the time, what we try to do is figure out what we want them to do and find a way to make it fun. So that way that even though we're kind of accomplishing what we need on our end, on their end, it's not a withdrawal. We're not really requesting something of them. Since it's fun for them, it's actually a way for us to give and to nurture that relationship and build that connection. So that's one of the things that we try to focus on, and I think that's one of the tools that could be effective at home. So really taking the time to spend with your kids, doing the things that they really enjoy, build that connection, make those deposits into that bank account. You'll even see us do this in a really, really small way. When we have a brand new student come in, we'll ask something like their favorite color or their favorite animal. And, like that's not going to establish a major, major connection, but it's those small things like that, just over time, it shows us, or it shows them that we're listening and that we're interested in what they're doing, and, gives them a chance to talk about some of the things that they like. And that's a very, very small gesture, but over time those small gestures can build up into something much better. So that's kind of a quick rundown of the idea of connection and why it's so important with everything that we do. Remember, again, that we're not really focused on teaching the martial arts per se. We're focused on teaching things that are more important to the students, particularly in regards to their development, using martial arts as that kind of vehicle to get from A to B. So keep that in mind, and if you can think of any strategies or activities based on the concept of connection, please feel free to throw that in the comments and kind of continue this dialogue, because this is kind of like a make or break type of thing for relationships. Even if your kids listen to you right now, if you're constantly asking things, while they start to build independence later on in life, that's where they start to be a little bit more resentful. So even though they still follow your directions, it can cause resentment further down the line, and obviously we don't want that. So build that connection, continuously make deposits. You're going to have to make withdrawals every now and then, but the more you can, try to disguise those withdrawals as another form of connection. And yeah, I hope that helps, and please leave any comments if you think they're helpful. All right, thanks, guys.